All right, let's compare two workhorse pigments. We're looking at a Winsor Newton cadmium red made with a PR 108 and a Winsor Newton cadmium free red, which we don't know the pigments of as is proprietary. First, the cadmium red on the left, cadmium free red on the right. Let's take a look. Nice, rich, opaque, much like buttering a cake. Cadmium free red, pretty much the same thing. Off the bat, what's interesting is the cadmium free looks a little more darker red, falling on the cool side a little bit. Add some white to the cadmium red. That gets eaten up easily. Cadmium free red, that also gets eaten up fairly easily, but it is a little bit lighter. What's interesting now, though, is I see the cadmium free red leaning more towards the orange side. A little more white in the cadmium red, starting to cool down, starting to lighten. A little more white in the cadmium free. Definitely not as good as a tinter, but it also is tinting fairly well. Leaning towards, yeah, it's interesting. Let's add a lot of white to this cadmium red, and it starts to cool down. You start to get the very cool cadmium that I anticipated. A little more white to the cadmium free. And what's interesting, yeah, definitely, I can see the cadmium free leaning a little more towards the orange, where the cadmium red is leaning a little more towards the blue. Lastly, let's add a lot of white to the cadmium red. See where that takes us. Grade down, nice pink tint. I would say this is warm, but let's see when we get this in, because it might turn cool relative. So again, it's tinting fairly well, but you know what? Both beautiful colors, but I do find the cadmium free red is definitely leaning more towards the orange. Nothing wrong with that. It's still a fantastic pigment, I'm thinking. I hope this made your pigment choices easier. Cheers, everyone.